We're at 5 2023 and I have Mr. KVS Manian from Kotak Mahindra Bank joining us for this conversation. Mr. Manian, you spoke about certain components of corporate parts, that there is very high growth and there's a mispricing happening. Could you please elaborate a bit on that?
I feel that tenures, long-term tenures in loans are not. There is an ALM risk banks carry. I don't think that gets priced rightly in the market. And several times, even short-term products, if you look at the market rates and what banks offer on their products, there is a element of mispricing that happens. I don't think it covers them for the risks that they take. Of course, right now the environment looks relatively risk-free, but it's not always the case, and you need to price at least the long-term products for risk across the tenure of the product. No, exuberance, pricing is not the only reason for calling it exuberant. It's also the people can put on assets too fast, and I don't know whether RBI is noticing drop in the RWAs of the asset side of the or increase in the RWAs of the asset side of the banks. And that's what may be being referred to as exuberance, yeah.
So, sir, even though there's no risk right now, are we sensing something coming up, and can we expect banks to revise their strategies in that context?
No, I'm not saying there is a risk coming tomorrow, but on a long, I was referring to long-term loans. Finally, economy is about cycles, and there are risks that play out at different times of the cycle, and you have to price for the cycles, right? At least in the long-term products. In the short-term products, you may still get away with lower profitability and not risk. But in the long-term products, you can have both the problems: lower profitability and higher risks, and that's what you have to avoid.
So one last question I have on this bit. Before this year's budget, the flavor of the season was the infra lending. Everyone was very bullish about it. They were excited about it. Coming ahead, now almost the year is closing. Are we seeing any change in that aspect? Is infra lending, will it still be the flavor of the season, or do we see other aspects also getting more interest?
I don't know about the flavor of the season. Infra lending is definitely an important part of lending. And I think it will continue. I think infrastructure growth in India is going to continue, and I think it will remain an important part of lending in corporate.